now we're going to turn to another and final group of amazing students who have been working with raising awareness about dating violence here in Hawaii. Let's turn to a video of women speaking out.
I started WSO really, I think for me it was an opportunity first to heal. It was also an opportunity for me to help other young women. I really believe that women are shamed twice. One, for being abused, and then two, for speaking out. And so Women Speaking Out, we really serve as a platform, really as a safe haven to help young women know that it's okay to be who they are. It's okay to talk about any type of abuse they've experienced, and more importantly, to really teach them self-love and that they're worthy.
I believe that WSO is important for people my age because dating violence isn't something that a lot of people talk about because it's sort of taboo and no one wants to talk about the negative sides that someone could face in a possible relationship. And young girls learning what to tolerate in a relationship and learning what not to tolerate and what is abuse and what things are abuse is very important. That way they're never in a situation where they're scared or getting hurt.
After attending my first WSO conference, it inspired me to create my own business at the age of 16. My company focuses on the importance of helping women feel safe when they're out of their comfort zones. I wanted to help women who are afraid of fighting chance against domestic violence or abuse.
WSO has left a leading impact on my life that reminds me that even in the toughest situations, I can stand up and speak my truth to make an impact on not only my life, but others as well. And then with my friends, it has allowed us to keep a strong and healthy relationship between ourselves, but others as well.
The best part about WSO is that I am able to meet students from across the state and actually hear their input and see their genuine interest in wanting to help empower others.
Being a part of WSO, it helps me to be able to feel confident in myself and that it's okay to have your own opinion and have your own voice. It allows you to really show the world who you can be even when people may underestimate your abilities.
My favorite part about Women Speaking Out is how their conferences offer real-life stories, and it can be very heartfelt and touching that can make you realize how dating violence can happen to anyone.
We're excited about our future goals. Women Speaking Out continues to grow, and what we're looking forward into the future is really expanding our programs for young men, educating them about dating violence, providing mentorship, providing life skills, and really all of that, again, is about educating students. So we want to broaden our horizon, broaden our target audience from middle school through college, and all with the vision. We want to teach our students to speak up, speak out, and speak love.
Aloha and welcome back to Talk Story with House Majority. For our third and final segment, I have another live guest. She's a recent graduate from Farrington High School and was involved in a variety of things throughout the pandemic, including Women Speaking Out. Luckily, I have her with me now to discuss some of her successes. Vanessa, welcome to the show. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Vanessa Pascua. I graduated from Farrington High School all while attending Honolulu Community College. I recently graduated with my associate's degree in liberal arts this year.
So you got a dual degree, both?
Yes, my high school diploma and as well as my associate's degree.
So you were doing something a little bit different than others as well. So take me back to March 2020 when we were going into shutdown. What was it like jumping through all of the remote learning for your early college classes?
Well, March 2020, that was actually the first year I actually got to step on like a college campus. Previously, I was all on my high school campus doing early college classes. So it was kind of, my college experience was kind of cut short. After March 2020, it all went online, and then my next 3 semesters were all online. So I never really got the full college experience in person. So it was kind of a hard adjust to me from going straight to, in person and then online.
And you shared with me some of the challenges you faced with learning online. Can you share with me again what some of those challenges are?
Yes, I'm a visual learner. So like my labs were so much harder since I couldn't actually like get to hold or touch any of the projects that I was doing. I actually dropped a few classes because it was really difficult for me to learn through a screen. But I mean, I got through it. I pushed through. It was hard, but it's doable.
So I don't think your experience was unusual. I think lots of people struggled, and I know that my own kids struggled because they are also very visual and tactile learners. So I really commend you for doing college like that as well.
Thank you.
Now, your experience with early college, which is something that we're very interested here in the legislature, was something a little bit different. So can you tell me how you worked through that with your counselor in Farrington High School?
So most of my classes actually were funded through scholarships such as Gear Up and Project Ho'okui, but not all of my classes were. So a few of my classes I had to pay out of pocket for, so I paid a couple $1,000s out of pocket to take classes. So I know it's different for other schools. Some schools, they cover all of your college classes, others don't. I didn't get the opportunity to have all of my classes funded, but that's all right. I'm glad. I'm okay with paying out of pocket. I'm glad I did.
But you're kind of a trailblazer now, because now other students at Farrington High School see this opportunity and can really do early college themselves, right? Now, I know you did early college and you were training to become a dental assistant. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So I became a dental assistant when I was 16. Originally, I wanted to become a dentist, but I'm glad that I was hired at a young age so that I could, kind of walk through the experience of being a dental assistant and kind of experience what it's like. Now I know that it's not for me. I enjoy the business pathway instead, so I'm really glad that I got to experience that.
But you do still work part-time as a dental assistant as well, as well as balancing school and all your other things that you do.
I was balancing high school, college. I was full-time as a dental assistant even when the pandemic was still going on. I recently just switched to part-time, and then I started my business, and then I was juggling all four.
Vanessa, you do more in a day than some people do in a month. So, wow. Now tell me, how did you get involved with Women Speaking Out?
Well, I attended my first Women Speaking Out conference when I believe I was a sophomore or a junior. And at first, I didn't really know how big of an impact it would be. I loved how Women Speaking Out is a nonprofit, and they speak up against dating violence. And I think it's really important for everybody, women, everybody of all ages, to know that dating violence is real, and we should speak up against it, speak out. Our slogan is speak up, speak out, speak love.
Well, I love that, and I love that video because it really demonstrated the importance of young people knowing how to identify when dating violence is happening and how to respond to it. So from your work with WSO, can you share with me a little bit about what do you do when you see someone, or you yourself might be in a situation where there's dating violence?
So the conferences that we hold, they put us through situations about of like what we could do. So a few things we could do is, of course, we could speak up, whether that being for yourself or for somebody else. The shame and intimidation may cause somebody not want to speak up for themselves. So as a friend or a family member, we could do that. We could speak up for them, seek help for them, just give them, all of our encouragement.
So I think, again, this work is so important, and what you're really doing is the prevention. Right? So I wanted to talk about, and see, I know that you've worked with WSO. Can you tell me how WSO sort of inspired or worked parallel with your small business venture? And can you tell us about what your small business is?
So my first conference, I was actually inspired to sell self-defense products. I saw a few girls selling it a few years back, I believe when I was in middle school, but they stopped selling. So it kind of gave me an idea like, oh, okay, maybe I'll give it a try. And when I was 15, I was really intimidated. I never got into it because I don't know, it's just something like I thought 15-year-old me couldn't do. But I took a really big step in the middle of the pandemic. I believe in July 2020, I probably spent about almost $1,000 in products. And that was a really big jump for me, especially during the middle of a pandemic. And I started selling my products. And it went really well. By December, I sold about 4,000 keychains all around the world. And I had videos that surpassed about 20 million views.
So I'm not sure if Olelo has this, but if they do have it, I think we have some of your TikTok video. Oh no, they don't. We're gonna have to share it with the audience in the future. But you had some really interesting marketing ideas, and so that's how you got 20 million viewers, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little bit of a demonstration because we have some of your product here, and I know that one of the things that you have is a keychain. So why don't you share it with us?
So this is a 3-in-1. I really like it. It's like a hammer. So this little piece, it actually breaks windows. I can't demonstrate that today, but there's a blade in here that actually slices seatbelts, and then this right here is like a whistle. So I have a piece of seatbelt here.
We'll hold on to that.
And then might be a little.
So this is if you're
really
in a bind, someone's got you.
So.
And your seatbelt maybe.
You just really.
We have to pull it.
Yeah, it's super. But. Oh goodness. This is much easier. Oh, sorry.
Maybe I need to tug it. Morgan, you want to tug it? Okay, ready?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
It's like. There.
Wow. So it really slices through if you've been if you're somehow.
Of course, it's easier when you're actually in a car, but it does the job. It slices through.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this was an idea that you came up with during the middle of the pandemic. You had to tell me about what you had to do to source all of these products.
So I have a manufacturer in China, and then he ships it down to me, and I buy the products in bulk, but I create them myself. So it's not like he does all the work for me. I buy it from him, and then I assemble it all myself. I don't actually have the full keychain on me, but there's a bunch of products, and then it's attached all into one, and then I sell it in whole. So there's 6 or 7 products, and then I sell it all
So what I
together.
really love about it is I have actually seen that, and it's shopmissessence.com. I shared that with some of my daughters, and they have friends who walk home from school, and they're like, oh, we need this because it's kind of scary out there, and you want to have like a little alarm.
Yeah. Oh, I actually have the alarm. Did you want me to demonstrate?
Sure.
it?
Why don't you demonstrate that?
It's pretty loud, so it's. And then there's like a flashlight you can use. So this is really good if you're taking you're walking to school, walking home, and it causes attention. So people, of course, would be like, oh, what is that sound?
So I love that you've done this.
Yes.
You're doing college early. You're working on women speaking out. You've created your own small business. What's next for? Let's just talk about women speaking out, because you continue to be on their youth board.
Yes.
So what's next for women speaking out?
Of course, I want to continue being an advocate for women speaking out. I hope that other women can learn of our nonprofit and, maybe even volunteer or be a part of the conferences that take place, so that we can educate them, they can educate themselves about learning how to love themselves, and, educating themselves about dating violence, what they can do to prevent it, whether that being a friend or a family member. It's just really good to know of all of these things, because it is preventable, and the number one thing I want to do is for us to prevent it, and it can't be prevented unless everyone joins in. It's a community.
Yeah. So what I really like is Juliet has talked about the conference even expanding to maybe young men.
Yes.
And I think that is super important, because I think if we all talk about it, then we can all shine a light on, and shine a light on the bad behavior.
Yes.
Okay, so what's next for you personally, Vanessa?
Well, I want to continue with my business pathways. I'm not too sure if I'm going to continue the self-defense products. I plan to sell out, and then I'm not too sure if I'm going to restock again. Hopefully I do, but I'm planning to go to school, maybe somewhere on the island, to continue business. I'm not too sure in what, but I know I want to get a bachelor's degree in business, and then continue my business.
Well, I know you have such an entrepreneurial spirit,
Yes.
and it really seems like it's you're in search for something, and I think it's wonderful that you've already started to do that through the early college experience, as well as with all of these great community connections you made. So, Vanessa, you make a lot of people proud in your community.
Thank you.
And I think you really trailblazed a lot for someone who's only 16?
17.
17? Oh my goodness. So thank you so much for joining me. And, we really want to shine a light on all the work that you're doing. And so we'll be sure to talk about women speaking out, as well as shopmissessence.com.
Of course. Thank you so much.